how many hats you wore doing this film?
30.
That's a lot, but that's good.
Like any traditional woman would. You just put them all on and say, I got this. I got this. Anybody want to throw a backpack on too?
So this project seems to be timely and impactful and heartfelt, at the same time challenging. What was it that drew you to the story?
Sarah and I, my co-writer, really sat down and said, holy shit, during the pandemic, we felt like it had done to the 30-something-year-old what the Vietnam War had done to those who were raised in the 70s. And so when it came time to tell this story, we wanted to tell the emotional journey and the emotional impact. You had these people who were in their 30s, who were just starting to, get comfortable in their careers, who are having kids, who have mortgages, whose parents are hitting that age where it's like they're getting sick, they have to take care of them, and boom, the world gets shut down and we're told, hey, this has never happened before and we're really sorry, but we're gonna fuck you, And so we wanted to create that human experience. We made a movie during the pandemic, set during the pandemic, but we never reference masks. We never talk about quarantine. We never talk about COVID. We talk about the emotional loss and depression and over drinking and confusion and anger. All of the things that I think we were universally, collectively feeling.
That makes sense, because you didn't have to reference COVID to get across the message of what that meant, that environment. And what role did you play in the film? Because you also acted in it.
It's just a little guest star. You're good, Joy. You're really good. I played the trainer. So it's a button. I start the film off with the actress. I end the film, with the actress. So it's like a cameo.
Well, it's an important cameo because every part matters in the filmmaking world. When you think back on doing this film and you think about the journey, what do you reflect when it comes to what you took away from this project on your own personal journey?
I think that this project is a testament to how wonderful filmmaking can be as a collaborative process. The entire cast and crew here, every element of the film wouldn't be as good as it is without them. And it was a real honor to be at the helm of that ship, but to also know that that ship wouldn't have sailed without what we really needed during the pandemic, which was community.
You got the script and you knew you were going to do this. How did you decide that you were going to set the tone for the film?
Well, the pandemic allowed us to do that because everybody had to isolate. We lived together for 14 days. So before living together, we all had to go into deep isolation and quarantine, get tested multiple times. So we went from no interaction with anyone to absolute interaction. And I really thought that living together was going to layer some of the things that we were going through, because you could have an emotional scene and call cut, but then you're hanging out with the director who's been telling you to do it 30 times, and you're having dinner with the executive producer. So there were so many dimensions to it that contributed to what you're going to see on TV.
How was the visuals for you in setting what that scene would feel like when people watched it?
We filmed it in Bear Valley Springs, California, which is a beautiful rural community. I wanted to take something that was very gritty. It was kind of dark. It was depressing. And I wanted to contrast it with beauty. And so, because I think that there's this deception that if somebody looks like they're doing okay, that they are. If they look like they have makeup on, they have their hair done, they're smiling, and it's like, no, they can be dying inside. And that's kind of what we wanted to represent with the tone, the coloring, the imagery, the location of the film.
Well, I cannot wait to see the film. But before you leave the carpet, tell us about the film. Where can people see it if they're not here tonight? And how do they follow your journey?
The best way to follow the film is Unpaved Roads. So that's roads like my name, RODES. We're on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and we are hoping to get distribution so that you will know where to see it when we know where we'll see it. So that's it.
Tell us about the role you play in this farewell.
Yes, I played Jenna. She's an artist, a painter, and her husband and her move out into the middle of nowhere after post-COVID. She deals with 3 miscarriages back to back. They're trying to start a family. She starts to kind of go into this depression spiral, and her husband's like, you're going to invite your best friend out. On her way out, her best friend overdoses, so she goes into a deeper depression spiral, and you're kind of watching her slowly navigate that and kind of piece together why she did it. And then other characters come in that it's kind of like The Big Chill-esque. So you're seeing all these characters in one place together, and all these lies start to come out, all these secrets, and you watch Jenna slowly try to navigate that while trying not to lose her mind during all of this, and you can find out what happens after that.
And of course, it's shot during COVID at the time where everybody was just like unpeeling layers about their personalities and their life and their characters and their whole environment.
Yes, well, that's the great thing about Jenna. You think she always has it together because she's such a strong person, but you start seeing all these like layers peeled back and seeing different sides of her that her husband didn't even know that she had, and her sister that's theirs and doesn't even see about her. Like, there's so many different layers and so much emotion in this film. It's beautiful, but I think everybody can resonate because I think we were all going through that during the pandemic, right? You notice different things like the divorce rates going up, people being like, I want to murder my children, I can't stand this kind of stuff. Like, you're going slowly insane because you're in one house by yourself. We actually experienced that ourselves. We were in one home all together shooting this film, all of us, cast and crew, sleeping in the same rooms together. Like, it felt like you were going insane. It felt like we were during COVID together, like reliving it again.
What was the one thing about your character that you really enjoyed?
Her strength. I absolutely adored her strength. It was fun to play because I resonate with that too. And that's what Rhodes, the director, she hired me for that reason. She's like, I wanted to see how much you could take. It's the same reason of like this character. She's like, she's so strong, but I wanted to see what level you would be able to take it to before you actually lose it. Like, how much finesse can she carry before she hits rock bottom?
What did you come away with doing this film that you took away, that you learned? Whether it's about your craft or yourself, what was that moment for you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Actually, I'm my own strength in the fact that taking something on so challenging as a role and taking that kind of emotion and being that vulnerable and raw, because I am a strong person and being vulnerable is a weakness sometimes to people. So being a woman that can actually delve into that and like show a little bit of my rawness, because there's a lot of me in this too, that I was proud of myself for being that vulnerable, because I don't like to cry in front of people. I'm the type that, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not going to show you that. I'm a strong woman. You ain't going to see any of that stuff. I actually really delved into that and went very raw with myself and allowed people to see that side of me. So I'm proud of my performance.
That's wonderful. Now, of course, we all need to follow your journey. So where can we find you on social media and just find out what's going on in your world?
Yes, you can follow me at, I'm usually only on Instagram. I'm not really good with social media. I wish I was better. Christen at Christen Coppen. And also I'm on Instagram and I'm Facebook the same, Christen Coppen.
Congratulations. I cannot wait to see your deep, heartfelt, challenging performance.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Well, Lauren, you look amazing. Thank you for being here tonight at this fabulous green carpet. You are in this fabulous film called Farewelling, and you're a producer and an actress. So tell us about the role as an actress.
As an actress on this film, my character unfortunately overdoses. So I die in the first couple moments of this film, but I don't disappear. Just like so many people in our lives. You know, people die in our lives, but they stay with us. So how do you stay with people in their different capacities? You might remember someone you've lost in one way, and then your partner or someone might remember them in a different way. So for me as an actress, how do I show up differently in different people's memories?
That's really impactful and deep and quite real. That's what happens. And you also have the separate hat as a producer. So what was that journey like?
So I am a producer. I've produced many films. And for this film in particular, it was particularly difficult because we produced this during the pandemic. So like many filmmakers here, it was a challenge of managing safety, travel. We had people that we needed to fly in from other states, but that meant we had to pay more for our hotel rooms. There was the whole business side of safety that I think is new, but you know, unfortunately, we're all now accustomed to it.
When you read the script, what really resonated with you to say, this is something I have to be involved in?
I think during the time of the pandemic, we were essentially told that we had to go through life alone. We were locked down. Some people were locked down with their children and their big families, but others of us, we were locked down alone. And we were at that point, it was declared that we had to go through life alone because we didn't know how long this was going to last. So for me saying yes to the script, I didn't know if it would be the last movie I'd be able to make. So I think part of the lesson of the pandemic and of that time was inviting us to have a strong yes, because we don't know when our next opportunity is going to be.
But I think the film sounds fascinating and just what we need to see right now. So how do people find out more about you? And for people who aren't here tonight, how can they follow the journey of the film?
Sure. I'm very active on social media, so you can find me everywhere at Lauren Selman. And then the film in particular was produced by Unpaved Roads. So at Unpaved Roads, spelled RODES.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I cannot wait to see the film, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Rachel, tell us about the role you play in this really impactful film.
Yes, it is a very impactful film. So there's a lot going on. It's during the pandemic. I play the main character's sister. So she's invited us all to her house after a big tragedy has happened. And I'm going to say that I may or may not be a little shady in the film. Like, I'm glad that you get to meet me now because it's going to go good. But afterwards, you're going to be like, I don't like that girl very much. So we're going to see what's going to happen.
So you guys filmed during a very stressful time. What was that experience like filming during the pandemic?
Yeah, I mean, it was a reason I wanted to do this because you're so separated. And then to shoot it, we were so together. Like, we all lived together in the same house. We were sleeping in the same room. And you just like get so intimate with those kind of people, right? They become your family. And so even though like off screen, I'm so close with Cristen, who plays the lead, but on screen, she has to hate me and I have to hate her. And so I think in order to, hate somebody, there's got to be a lot of love in there. We all have a family member, sister, and we know what it feels like when you're like, I don't want to talk to you today. So yeah, we really created that.
But as long as nobody snored at night when you were sleeping, that would have been a problem.
I'm trying to get your sleep. Yes, yes.
What did you learn about yourself doing this film? What did you come away with?
Oh, I think that's a fantastic question. Honestly, I've been really grateful and lucky to get to work on such independent film. And I really look up to the directors and the producers on this film that it made me as an actor want to work on the other side of things as well. So we shot this, I think, 3 years ago. And since then, like, I've started directing shorts and producing anything I can. And it just made me realize that this is a really collaborative, all hands on deck experience. And it's like, you either got to really like that or it's not for you. And I really, really like getting to work with other people.
Passionate about it. You sound excited about it. I can't wait to see your performance in the film. But before you leave the carpet, how do we find you and follow you on social media?
Please, my Instagram is Rachel Deutsch. You can follow me there. I have a website, but I'm so glad to get to meet people and get to do this in person. You know what I mean? After watching this film, like how isolated we were and the independence we have, and now we're here together. I'm so excited.
I'm excited about you because you're excited and you're so bubbly and happy. You just make me excited about everything. So thank you so much.
What's your name?
Joy.
Joy. Joy, are you kidding me? You're calling me excited? Oh, well, I really appreciate it, Joy. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. You're welcome. Have a good night.